Greetings, Hotep, the Pan-African Daily TV community. This is your host and founder, Dr. Susan Tatah, Amy A4, aka Queen Mother of Embo Kingdom in Africa. Welcome. Beautiful May is a month of celebration as we look forward to embrace May 23rd, which is the baby born of the Organization of African Unity, May 23rd to 25th. We're going to be drumming at 12 p.m. I am calling all Pan-Africanist content creators, bloggers, YouTubers, journalists, writers, storytelling, social media experts. Join me on this May. We're going to bring Africa on the globe. Please join me. If you are a media expert, a journalist, a news editor, a YouTuber, a content creator on the continent and in the diaspora, if your skills are journalism, if your skills are public speaking, if your skills are content creator, writing, motivational, inspirational, public speakers, join me. Join the Pan-African Daily TV Media Network. Join the Pan-African Daily TV Media Network. If you're an African, born in Africa or out of Africa, join me. The Pan-African Daily TV Media Network is calling on you. This is our time to tell our stories. This is our time to work together. Power in unity in the media. The media, we all know, is the biggest weapon to tell our stories, to share our content by us, from us, made by us, for us. So join me again. As I say, we're starting on May 23rd. We want to bring the diaspora and its continent, Africa, together through our stories, through the unity that reigns between us. If you can speak, so you can tell a story. If you can speak, so you can sing, so you have a talent, so you can talk, and you can tell a good story about Africa. So join me, join my network, Pan-African Daily TV, all of us, one voice for Africans worldwide, for one Africa by Africans for Africa. Join now. Register now on Pan-African Daily TV. Sign in. Send us an email at panafricandailytv@gmail.com. We are going to tell the good story of Africans worldwide. Pan-African Daily TV is calling. This is your servant, daughter, queen, sister, mother, wife, call it everything. Any A4 Tatah, Dr. Susan. Bye. I see you. Hotep. That was a beautiful short one. Goodbye, April. And welcome, beautiful May. Beautiful May is what we're going to be focusing on. So I want to welcome all of you. And as you can see, everything looks so beautiful because it's just May. Now, Africans are going to be asking, why just May? So I hope you are all connecting so we can roll up. And I want to use this opportunity to give you the updates on how our May looks like and why May and why this is Africa. Why this brand, this is Africa, after the One Africa conference. Why? So it's going to be very interesting for you to connect, for you to sign in. I don't know where you're watching from, what you're doing presently. Are you at work? Did you just retire from work if you're in Europe or on the continent? Or if you are in the diaspora, are you at work now? Are you at home? Are you relaxing? What is it that you're doing? I want to hear from you. And I want to know that the family is settling in so I can give some updates and some break-ins, and also what we expect in the month of May and why May, and why is this May so beautiful to Africans? Why this particular May 2022? Not just any other May. Why this May? Why this is Africa? Why now? There's just a lot of things that I want to share with you because I know we miss out on a lot of things. If we're still in the pandemic Africa, then you must not understand. But if you're out of it, and so even the recent happenings that have been going on the continent in the world has actually influenced the situation where we Africans are today. And believe me, everything I want to give you today is a positive note. It is Africa. When we say this is Africa, then we know what we're talking about. It was not the Africa even before the One Africa conference. So you want to hear this, isn't it? You want to share this conversation. You want to get this knowledge. You want to know what happened. You want to know what is going to happen. You want to know how this information is going to shape the Africa that you want, that we want. You want to know how this is going to inspire and motivate you and empower you to know or to be conscious of the time we're living in. So when we say this is our time, when we say Africa, this is your time. I mean, we're not just concocting words. We're not just, you know, we're not just like, what do I say? Just entertaining or talking poetry here or reciting things. So just say, let's just read books and hear. So I want to get all of you in the house. There's just a lot that we have to understand why this May is so beautiful. Why do I call it beautiful May? Right? We just say bye bye to dear April. And April actually at the end open us a new Africa. And so when we are going to start, we're not just gonna. If in the past, when we said this is Africa, we weren't even sure what we were talking about. Now you would see the reason why this is Africa brand, because exactly this is the Africa that we all have yearned to. There's never been an Africa like this. There's always been patches of Africa, but this is Africa, the one Africa for Africans worldwide, on the continent, in the diaspora. This is Africa that we're talking about. And so you better get your heat on. If you are an African, you better sit straight. You better start smiling. You better start believing. You better start accepting, acknowledging, because this is Africa. This is the Africa that we waited for 400 years more. This is the Africa. And beautiful May is going to confirm every step of it. So today I want to share with you, I really just want to share with you the reason why you as an African need to say this is African. The reason why you need to be proud to be an African. The reason why you need to just be thankful, be grateful that you are African. Because the Africa in May, in April, just April, I'm just talking about a couple of days ago, was that Africa that you looked at it and say, why am I born on this continent? Why am I black? Why am I supposed to look like this? You wish to have been somebody else, but it's just a step over, the crossover, and now you are different. Now this is Africa. This is Africa that you would start to look at people and like, oh, don't be my African. The African of yesterday was the one that you like, I wish I wasn't African. But this Africa that we're talking about, this is Africa, is where Africans are going to be just proud to say, this is Africa. I'm African. They're going to hit their chest like Malema Julius and his EFF saying economic freedom is what we want for Africans worldwide. That shout that is making a lot of noise out there in South Africa. This is Africa. The Africa when one stands up, he thinks of the collective of all. The Africa that recognizes that we are not just products, but we own and control and would decide the future the present of this Africa. So you, that African, it's time that you look at yourself and say, this is Africa. So you can imagine, you see the spirit, the power that I'm bringing from the One Africa conference. Can you imagine that? So you can begin to anticipate what happened. What happened? Where is this coming from? Because for so long we had waited just for this one thing to happen, the unity of Africa and its diasporas. For more than decades, we had wished, we had dreamed, we had prayed, we had meditated, we had cried, we did everything, we had wished even. I mean, we've lost heroes upon heroes upon heroes upon heroes, waiting just for this Africa that we're about to talk about now. We've lost children, we've lost women, we've lost kings. We've paid so much to be able now to sit and say, this is Africa. We used to just say it and we were not even sure, because exactly that Africa did not exist. That Africa that was a geographical space, that Africa that was broken, that Africa that some part was called, 55 countries, and then one is called its sixth region. That Africa never existed. Was on paper, was we wish it could be. But after what transpired in Detroit, Michigan, now we can confidently say, this is Africa. And do not even make a mistake. Yes, I know you can call it Al-Kebulan if you want to go back. But remember, it was not just Al-Kebulan, it was even Farika. As you know, it was the original name was not even Al-Kebulan, it was Farika. But now why did they call Africa? Because they could not pronounce Farika like us, Africa. So own it. This is Africa, one on the continent and its diaspora. Now we can move to talk about the economy, the sociocultural, and the political structure of Africa. We can confidently stand up as Africans and say, yes, now we are one. Before, you see the way we hit it, we bite our tongues. And it took the whole pattern of us sharing with one another, listening to stories, crying together here on the Pan-African Daily, mourning our ancestors, our heroes, our sheroes. We did all that. And we appeased the heart of our ancestors, our God, the Most High, the Creator, to say, we know only one thing. And this is the one thing that you made us. The purpose, what you brought us here. Now we get it. Now we know. It's just the love for one another. How we want to call it unity, how we want to pack it and fashion it, depends on how we first of all have accepted that now we are one. And now we can begin to move. The rest now is just putting the structures together. The rest is just looking how we're going to control our minerals, how we're going to position our boys, our girls, our women, our elders. The rest is just a structure. But what happened that we could stand now and say, this is Africa, has just happened. So I'm so, so happy. I cannot share that enough with you, but I just want to tell you how our beautiful May is going to shape everything and put it into order. Now, when I say beautiful May, people are asking, I already saw people like, yes, beautiful May because I'm born May. Sure, you're born May. But the main purpose that our ancestors, our leaders sat on the continent and said, we, the people of Africa and its diaspora, claiming together our history, our heritage, recognizing and have been in battle from colonization to slavery to apartheid to racism. We fought to be one. So we are declaring in this month of May 23rd to say we are one Africa. And we're going to put a cornerstone called the Organization of African Unity. And they did it. That's why May is so important. When we cannot talk about our unity, our progress, our oneness without kissing the month and embracing and pampering her and and put her all the beauties, the pebbles, the gold, to say you are beautiful, welcome. So we welcome beautiful May. This is the year, and this is just the year, but the month that our heroes that fought for the freedom of our unity and our liberation sat down and say we are one. Whatever transpired after that, whether they started celebrating on May 25th, but the day they sat together was May 23rd. I think we had an elder also who came here and had already educated us about that. So I want to wish all the May 23rd born that these are the symbols of unity of the Africans and cradle of humanity worldwide. Now you understand why beautiful May is right here. So what are we going to be doing in this beautiful May? We're going to take a retrospective of the things that have actually shaped this one Africa now. The things that have said, yes, we can sit behind and say, this is Africa. We look at it from the natural perspective of it. So we taking us back to COVID. COVID was the most terrible thing that happened that claims lives and properties and shaped the world. COVID was one of the things that made Africa to start thinking and to start talking and to start questioning and asking, where is our own solution in a global space? COVID. So we're going to look at the impact of COVID in Africa and its diaspora. Because it is because of COVID that we all rose as one to look at the common challenge and seek solutions, our own solutions to address that challenge. It is COVID. So not every impact is negative. It has come. Many lives have lost and paid the price, but it has opened up the gate for the unity of the Africans on the continent and the diaspora. It has brought our voices together to question and to bring solutions. That was the number one factor. And we're going to be talking about that impact in terms of sociocultural, economic, politics, or technology, creativity. What is it that from this period of COVID brought us together? So when we're talking about unity, it's more than just romance and poetry. It's more than just an emotion of feeling a togetherness, but it's more of fact that has taken us from A to B, and we can prove it with every factor. And you can see it. And even just us being here is one of the biggest proof that we were united. Before COVID, I didn't know you, you didn't know me, you didn't see my face, I didn't see your face, but we knew that we existed. After COVID, or in the midst of COVID, in just a very short time, we have connected. We have put dots together, and we have brought an African solution by Africans, made by Africans for Africa. So we're going to be talking about that in the month of May. Why, as I said again, is beautiful May. And so this beautiful May 2022, where the slogan is not just going to be Africa, we're going to say, this is Africa. When we say this is Africa, we are affirming the fact that, okay, exactly, this is what we're talking about. This is who we are. This is how we want it to be. So the new brand, and you've seen the logo that I put there, is this is Africa. That's the brand of Africa in anything you want to say. So like a child, you can stand and say, this is Africa. You want to speak something, you say, this is Africa. I'm talking about this Africa. So that's the narrative. Now, when we come back again, we look at even the trajectory. I will still pinpoint some countries and everything that has been happening to show you that this May, when they sat in Addis Ababa, they meant business. No matter what happened, the business of the African, that was unity. Natural factors have influenced it. And this is where we are today. So you can look back as an African and be proud and just be thankful that you are African. So because your solutions, your voices that had been silent, your voices that were not, that were limited, now you cross over. And now the world start asking solutions from you. And you still don't believe that this is your time. I have every proof, every documented proof to show you that this is you, Africa. This is your time to bring order, to create and shape the world the way it's supposed to be. This is you. If you had felt so small and thought you cannot, no, I'm giving you proof A to Z that there's no way, nothing that can change that fact anymore. So I wanted to thank all of you that are connecting, and some of you that are still joining. I can't really see the comments, so I can't even know who is watching. So I'm so sorry about that. I think I start. All right, it's activated now. So you can bring in your comments or any other thing as I roll. We're not going to have a visitor or a guest today because, like I said, today is just giving you how our May is going to look like. So you already begin to fit into it, and just bringing you those greetings and the spirit of one Africa. So I talked about COVID and its impact, but also I still want to stay on that because that's where we left, and we, even though we're still on it, but a lot of factors that we talked about, that we criticized, that we commented on, it's just happening. If you did not see it, I'm here to just open it up to you to unveil, and you're gonna like, okay, why wasn't I saying that? What was I thinking? No. So COVID, if we look at the situation, even the crisis that we had on the continent, let's just take Mali. Now, Mali is redefining its systematic role. It's a system of rolling itself and say, we don't want any military role. We want to self-determine how we want to rule our country. This happened now. This is happening in this decade. This is happening where we say, this is Africa. So when we take the example of Mali and we say, this is Africa, the Africa that Malians would determine what they want for themselves, how they want to rule, how they want to be governed, how they want it, what kind of pattern they want, who is going to be our leader, what kind of political system, who are even going to be the partners that we want to do business or trade with them. This is Africa. So you can sit up and say, this is Africa. Yes. So after Mali, we go just even to look at the patterns. You know, we have shifted from the traditional patterns of wealth creation. If you didn't know it now. And this is Africa. You know, even if you look at like the Bantu people that we are, you know, we are pastoralists. You know, we are the people on the ground. We are the earth people, as we can say. But if we look at the traditional setup, like in rural areas, in villages where, we deal with our cutters, we raise cutters and move from one, place to the other, call us the nomadins or whatever. But we are, like we said, the semi-agro people, right? But if you look at the pattern of wealth creation in this setup of the Africa that was, and you can look at all in this rural communities and you can see there was a lot of stealing, like all the steel cutters. Now you begin to ask yourself, why are the Fulanese in Nigeria fighting each other? It's about carteling and heading, and they say, oh, this one's the thieves, oh, this one's this. You go to Southern Cameroon, it's the same thing. The Mororo people are fighting the normal community people. You go to Kenya, it's the same thing. You go everywhere that the nomads were, it's the same thing. But now look at what is happening in this Africa that we say this is the Africa. Now, the trajectory is changing. And now the increase of new wealth creation is emanating. Now you see the creativity. Do you want to believe? I just want to say, I just want you to stay focused and be conscious on this fact. Because when we say this is Africa, from this beautiful month of May, we know what we are talking about, these conscious Africans, these originals, right? This 12-12. So youth on the continent and even in the diaspora are creating a new form of wealth creation. The technology that just came, Africans have grabbed it, just like we grab everything. If you look at the level of content creators, the level of self-determination for TVs and media, if I take only this one and we passion it, look at the whole social media space. Everybody has a TV. We have our own Pan-African Daily TV. Before, it would be some other, we would all be sitting and watching and nobody's creating. So you see, the talent industry has actually shifted to increase another form of wealth creation on the continent and its diasporas for the Africans, because the others, they usually already had it. But we're talking about this is Africa, remember. So that old pattern of wealth creation is decreasing, and the new pattern of wealth creation on the continent and in the diaspora and Africans. Now you look at even the way women, girls, boys are independently governing themselves. They they have the authority to create their wealth. They want to determine how they think, what they think the Africa that they want should be. And you look at the whole traditional pre-colonial African vibration, the vibe is in the air. The 12-12 Ubuntu, love from home and above, is everywhere. Yet don't tell me about the little things. They always will be there. But now Africans are going black. They're back into the culture of love and unity and support for one another. That is a big shift in wealth creation and economic development in this landscape of this is Africa. This is the Africa that we know. This is the Africa of our ancestors. This is the Africa of the ancient times. Wealth creation, just by using what we have to share with one another, to connect with one another, to support one another. That is the power. And this is the Africa. It is not the Africa that we were even not sure when we speak it. But this Africa, it is the one. And I will give you some figures and even some numbers. And you begin to see, yes, it is the time. It is our time. I don't even know how I can say it. How can it happen that a case study like Kenya, and we're talking about solidarity alarms, set your alarms at 12 p.m., my people, and see the magic and experience the change, the fire, the flame of unity and love and support and abundance. Just set it at 12 p.m. I am because you are. That's going to be the magic, the universal code of this is Africa, right? But now you begin to look and you say, there is no coincidence. Remember, I told you, beautiful May 23rd. Now, we look at South Africa. South Africans would be celebrating May 23rd. And we all will be saying, oh, we're celebrating the organization of the African Union, the cornerstone of our unity and our unification, promoting the dreams of our ancestors, of our forefathers that met and fought and said, we have to stay united. South Africa joined the Organization of African Unity exactly on the 23rd. People, I don't even know how to say why these things are adding. Why are they adding? The numbers are the same. The codes are the same. 23rd of May, South Africa joined the 23rd mother structure that was made. So 23rd of May. 25th was just when now they officially said, let's just meet and celebrate it. That's why you hear 25th. But 23rd of May is your code. Write it down. And now we begin to ask, why 12-12? Kenya got its independence in 12-12. Wow. And I looked at the story again, and we look at the developments that are unfolding in Kenya. I really want to base on this case study, okay? Kenya. Now, the people of Kenya rose up and said, we want an increase in the salaries of the structures. We want an increase in the economic returns. And we wanted 23%. We want 23%. Now you see the number 23 coming again. The people rose up and said, we want 23%. Now the beautiful government of Kenya sat down and struck a deal, and they brought it to 12%. Now you see 12 coming up again. Why? Kenya, 12, independence, like December girl 12, and 12% is the increase. Why? 12 is the code. Don't ask me. The prophet said it. And I'm 12. And you're 12. And everything is happening. So when we say set your alarms at 12, you don't question what, or you can question why 12 months in a year? Why 12 hours in a day? Why 12 disciples? Why 12? Why 12 p.m. and a gong is ringing? Why? Set your alarms at 12 p.m. You're going to see the magic of this is Africa. So Kenya is also setting that, and we begin to see even in the political scene that this is the time. Before the Africa that we couldn't even be so proud to talk about, this is the Africa that the face of it was black, and the black was a woman, and the woman was a girl child. And we all quarreled and like, bring down all this. Why is the face of poverty a black face and a black woman, and not just a woman, a girl? Now look at what is happening exactly in Kenya. I go again. The biggest news that is trending, if you follow Pan-African Daily TV news and media, you would have seen it. The youngest queen that is making the world shake, cracking it down, is from Kenya. She's just 24 years old. She's called Lynette Toto. She's the girl that stood up and went from neighborhood to neighborhood, campaigning for the need of good governance and political leadership for one Africa. Nobody paid attention when she started her movement. And she was unnoticed because she's so tiny, so small, and so black, chocolately black. And everybody was like, what's this one doing around? Lynette did not give up. Lynette went from neighborhood to neighborhood, sharing her flyers, her campaigns. She didn't even just take any support from anybody. If you did not believe in her story, you would not even be a part. Now, let me tell you what is happening in Kenya. Kenya is cracking down. Men are broken-hearted. Everybody wants to be a Linet Toto. Boys are anticipating who is going to get her into marriage. Even big ones, the politicians. And now she is being, lobbied into one of the most existing political campaigns. Who thought that this Africa, a girl child at the age of 24, could change the narrative for a one Africa in the political arena? Who thought that? We thought that was the middle age, those that have done political science, and Lynette Toto didn't have, she doesn't have any experience in political science or whatever. She just moved to serve. She just got on the streets in the neighborhood and just spoke her heart and just called on this unity and said, we can do it, Africa. And now she's the most celebrity, the most influencer at the age of 20, at the age of 24. But we also had a case like that in 2019 or 2017, also a young Kenyan as well. And she was just, I think, 29 or 19. It's the same thing happened. So that face that we used to see in that other Africa, that was the face of poverty. And I told you here, the richest, the future billionaires on the world platform, on the global stage, are going to be African Black women. Note it down today. We're talking about beautiful May. This is what is going to happen. So the young queens, the mothers, the kings, the boys are coming up. They're so sure of themselves like never before. This did not happen in the other Africa that was brought to you. This is happening in our story, in our Africa, made by Africa, for Africans, for Africa, by Africans. So, I know you're so anxious. Everyone is anxious. What happened in Detroit? How was it? I've had questions. I've had calls. I've commentaries. I am not in the position alone to share. But you can already feel it, what transpired. No human is enough to say it to you. But the spirit of 1212 is going to just touch you and you will understand what happened without a word. But of course, we're going to start this week with a feedback. And so we'll be getting participants of this conference, young and the old and the queens, to actually just share what they thought it was like. Because me alone, I cannot represent that one Africa. I'm too small. It takes a whole ancestry, a whole combination of everything. From the forefathers, from the ones that are alive, from the ones that are existing now, to share what happened. That moment, that one thing that we all yearn for up from 400 years and above happened. I am not worthy to say it. I'm just a servant, just watching, and I'm just a messenger, not a physical one, a messenger, a queen without a crown. So you can see, like I said, this is Africa. This is the points that we're putting up. If you did never believe it, I don't want to say if you didn't believe it. If you had just forgotten, now you begin to remember. Now you begin to wake up to the Africa that you are, that you create, that you determine, that you evaluate, that you put the value on, that you determine who comes in, who goes out, who trades what, how is it going to be like? This is Africa that you can look up to. So now I want to go, like, if you look at countries even like Tanzania, I was sharing a conversation with someone really today that I said, Tanzania, if you look at Tanzania, Tanzania has a model, like we can say, is life. Someone told me something, this America, when they talk about Washington, D.C., is not in Washington, D.C. It's not what the geographical space that we see. They said, if you hear the world talks about Vatican, Vatican is not in Rome. It's just everywhere. Like it's a colony, like it's a bubble in another bubble. So Tanzania, it's almost like that. Has some of those kind of patterns, like apart from the fact that we know that this country, Tanzania, has produced, you know, I mean, warriors that we know. I don't want to call even warriors again. We say loveriors, loveriors, not warriors, loveriors. So we're going to be changing even a lot of our words to actually suit the Africa. This is the Africa. And remember, we borrowed most of it without even being conscious. We use a lot of them. And they lessened us than be adding us. Remember. Okay. So Tanzania, we saw the Queen Mother of Tanzania, the president, went to the state to, she didn't do it like we do here. She didn't do like others do. The decade of return, the year of return, come to my desk. No, the Queen just bought and just moved and said, "This is Africa. Do what you want to do with it. That's for us. It's your home." Anyhow you want to do it. You want to possess it? Do it. You want to drink it and mind your African business. Drink it. Anything that you want to do, just do it. This is Africa. Give it to you. I don't know. How do I want to put this? This is Africa. Left and said, it's I don't know how many do I want to invite? How many do I want to say, come home? No, she just brought the African, left it, and said, and she calls it a royal tour. A royal tour. And just leaving it there, putting the pieces of Tanganyika, as it was called, into the heart of the children out there and say, you know what? It's yours. Do what you want to do with it. I'm just a custodian. So you want to come back? Come. It is yours. We've left it free. It never was ours. We were just watchers. That's another sign. This is Africa. Tell me whenever time a leader did that, and a queen mother and a lady. Tell me whatever time. Don't go into political discourse. Don't go there, because that's a lie. Don't like, oh, she's a politician and she's looking for investors. She left it with you and said, do what you want to do with it. Follow her on. She's on it. I spoke to her and she said, my daughter, I leave it. Because why? She knows, and we all know we are spirit. We came with nothing. We're going with nothing. The only thing that we leave is the sweet perfume of beautiful May. Unity, love for one another. And the rest is just taken care by the master planner, the biggest divine planner. Okay? Give it away. Leave it. Put a smile at someone. Bless one every day. Be adding one every day. And that's okay. So she understands it. And when we say this is Africa, she said it. Take it. It's not mine. I own nothing. I'm going to go and leave it. So that Africa, where we used to think it's a space where everybody owns it, where it's a piece of meat, where people tear it left, center, right, where still thieves come in and take and rob and rape and go. No way. This is Africa. So Tanzania did it. Now we go back to our Americas. You see, it only had to take our diasporans. It only had to take our diasporans to make this one Africa work. it only had taken. But on the contrary, we were like, oh, you see, the leaders on the continent don't take care. It was the position of the Africans in the diaspora and what happened in Detroit, that the elders, the leaders, the youth gathered together and say, this is one thing that we all want. So the spirit of unity came in one word, one pronunciation, no anger. There was no anger, no bitterness. Nothing was there to feel the bitterness, like, oh, like the complaints. And I do understand why. Because we already have done it here. We had complained, we had cried, we had accused one another. Oh, why did you leave me? Oh, why did you throw me, mother? Why didn't you come for me? Now why are you telling me to come? We talked about all those things. And why do you think that the tears and the talkings and the teachings and the preachings and the healings, all the prophets that came in all the forms, young, old, elderly, experienced, non-experienced, children, babies, all here? What did you think, for God's sake, that we were doing? And our sisters were looking at us and laughing. I'm like, yes, you still don't even believe it. When we show you every sign, you still don't even know your prophets all around you doing the same thing, coming in different shapes and formats. And sometimes you're like, does she have a PhD? Who is she? Hey, this is Dr. Susan here. Do you have a qualification? Is your doctorate? You know, and they looked and they laughed. So look at the children, like in the compound playing catchy, 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 mommy, papa. They exactly knew it. So we had cleansed all that. So what happened is the same children that were hurt opened the door for the unity, made peace with the continent, and said, yes, now we are one. And so shall be. And the blessings, the beaddings fell, and the harmony and the pain was gone. And there was joy, there was music, there was mourning, tears, blessings, watering down, minding our African business. It needed the children, the people that went through to build other civilizations that were taken from Mother Africa to open the door. Say, yes, it is over. No more pain and tear anymore. That's what happened. You'll be hearing those testimonials when the guests will be coming up. This come tomorrow to Sunday. And so we get that feedback. For those that could not watch it, for those that really watch it, I don't want to share it alone. I would be jealously saying something that maybe is just half full. But when we will meet here, you would see it. And like we said, it's one Africa. Never would it be a duplicate. It will be in other series or other formats, or could be replicated in every community, in every Pan-African blood and soul. It's one. It was done. There's never going to be any conference again where we meet to talk about our unity. There will be conferences where we meet, but it's not going to be on one Africa again. Close, finish. Our people, our children, our elders, our leaders, and the diaspora, those that labored, died in pain, in misery, forgive and say, it's over. We are one. And now we see even the Caribbeans would be the next with the journey of reconciliation of motherland and its continent. Now, another, this is Africa. Another sign. Why? Ask yourself, why just now? Where were they? Why didn't it happen before? Why just now in beautiful May? Because our ancestors are alive, because their dream, their visions for this one Africa. We go back to economic empowerment and development, how the Africans have evolved. You see the same things adding up, that it is Africa. We go to Uganda, where all of us were like, what is our father, our leader doing? And we used to even, go against in our anger, in our frustration, in our hate, in our confusion. I said, no, these are dictators, this is this. Today, because of the war in Ukraine, and we were yearning and like, look at how they do, look at how they treat us, look at how what is happening. We did never knew that the impact is what is going to break open the crossover of the African. Now, because of the war, products that we owned and that we had and that we negotiated, that we were so blind and confused to see, those products became now our currency. Can you imagine? Now you know about it. You've been reading about it. We've been sharing about it. Due to the war in Ukraine, peanut oil has become so expensive, but also flour. And you begin to ask, flour, bread is expensive, triple. Now, guess what happened? Because of this crisis, even our greatest leader, Pan-African elder, leader, father, President Museveni, suddenly just woke up and like, wait a minute, what are we talking about? No lack of flour here. We have cassava. And from cassava, we can produce our bread. As I'm talking to you, Afrobrains is doing it in Cameroon. They're doing it in Kenya. They're doing it in Uganda. They're doing it in the diaspora. Cassava, we produce our bread now. And Africa has expanded. Economic emancipation and development. Now, just imagine that magic. And you begin to ask yourself, what happened that cassava that we had? Who on earth never would have thought that cassava would produce us even spaghettis and all that? It took a challenge for Africans to develop their solutions. And now the solutions are there. Tell me, for whatever thing, after the war and there's peace, who is going to ever, for one ever second, think that I want to order flour? So these are all signs, and these are all what we're going to be talking in Beautiful May, and this month of Beautiful May. You know, how COVID came, the economy was shut down, prices skyrocketed into ×3. And Africans who have always been waiting, no money now to loan, begin to think, oh, now, so if we're gonna not have this, how are we gonna? It brought that spirit of economic boost out. Same thing. Shut down everything. VPN, what is not happening? Africans got to creating. Look at the whole set of creativity. Content creators, all sort of apps left, center, right. Before we were sleeping, it never would have happened. That Africa. But this is Africa, where Africans create, look for solutions, develop, share with one another. This is Africa. This is the new brand of 1212. Solidarity alarm. That's what unity does. So we begin to, and we have said it here a couple of times, but just imagine. Let us pray that they deny you many things, Africa, so that you can begin to see your cassavas, your cocoa yams, your yam tubers in all sort of colors. You can begin to create and feed yourself and the world. And it's not going to stop it. Nothing is going to change it. This is Africa. So you see, because of these prices, because of that kind of limitation Africans create, because we always had been that. Okay. And we didn't question about money. Now you see, it's less, the more conscious we become, the less material we become. And so the less aliens. So the more humans, the more Africans, the more we become, the more humble, the more we go down to where we came from, to earth. And you see, earth doesn't fly. Earth is there. That's why they call it earth. That's why they say humble yourself, because it's earth. It's down. It's a substance. It's down. It's never up. You can take it and put it up and like, look at earth. It's here. So all these factors are beginning to make us understand. You look at Namibia today, look at a small county like Turkana City. I love them so much. I don't know why I'm attached to Turkana City. It's the smallest pastoral area. It reminds me of my village, you know, and the oil that has, nobody has ever looked at it, but the community is so, like, underdeveloped according to those terms of development. But now, if you look at the new breed of young people out there that are waking up and taking responsibility and getting engaged, politically inclined to say, oh, I have to be there to make a change. So we start questioning, what are we going to do with the resources we know we have? So that education into research has pushed our young people. They're so hungry for this knowledge. They want to know. And so you see, this Africa is that Africa. Not the Africa that some people just sat and they come and tell you something. No, this is the Africa. And you begin to see all is going to detach and fall. If you don't fall into it, you're going to be taken out. Okay. So what is it that I want to tell you again about this beautiful May? I think I touched some of the elements that we see happening, and even like Sudan, look like Sudan. Or even if we still, I know a lot of people are still gonna like, why is it? I saw people like, oh, see what is happening, and um President Macron has just been elected again, and African presidents and leaders are like, oh, congratulations, Macron, and then what's going on? But just maybe, please don't take my words, don't mind my French, particularly if I'm talking about France. So don't mind my French, but just listen. Just let it be like I heard something, but whatever, you can throw it. What if even France, not him, knows without Africa, I can't. And so let me not get involved in the political scenario like Mali. Decide what you want for yourself. South Sudan and the others. Now you determine the kind of government, but please, I still want to work together with you. So we begin to question motives like, what happened? He went to the memorial of the genocider that we know in Rwanda. And we talked about it. And we like, what are you doing at our corridors again? Isn't you that perpetrated this? What are you doing? Like, you kill me and come to my cry die. Hmm? Now, but what if just what? President Excellency Kagame sat him down and said, you know what, boy, sit down here. If you think that we can still roll on, this is the way things are gonna happen. Possible. It's not impossible. So when I say even the Africans that we determine as rule of governance, we saw even like in the images that were shown, Burkina Faso and the youth standing, or Mali and in Guinea, or all we stood about like we want to determine what we want. And we saw the French soldiers and all of them sitting there and like, yeah, trying to do some blockage, and flags were burned and stuff like that. When things happen like this to you, dear Africa, what do you think? Do you think things will just go back to normal? A change is a process, and it takes one step. Whether Ghana breathes now or not, Ghana is bound to breathe. So we have to accommodate our leadership. They're elder. We have to nurture them. Like we say, it's all over. And we have to guard them and make sure they would go and be happy. Because it's like accompanying our elders now. Of course. Even if they want to come in another format, like I said, it's over. Now, people who want to negotiate, youths are creating. They will not be determined just by the jobs that you thought and promised them. Educational sectors are opening up. Technology is giving people the accessibility to knowledge. Now they can access antidote. They can access Professor James. They can access, Dr. Leonard Jefferson. They can access Mama Bello just with just on the digital space. How many people have actually come back to say, I never knew. But through Pan-African Daily and all these great speakers and all these teachers, it only happened now. If you don't believe it, when do you want to believe it? Why do you think that? And who's going to erase what we just did? Who is going to erase? Even if we don't longer exist, Pan-Africa doesn't. Nobody is going to take that brain away from you. They have crossed over the limitation of their brain damage. And they're taking it, and nobody would take it again from them. Believe it. You can doubt, you can be a Thomas, whatever, for ages. But I'm here to tell you, and I'm bringing the voices of our ancestors and Africans worldwide to say it's over. Now, everything you'll be seeing as symptoms of a dying horse, of the last kick. So, yes, 400, it is our own. It is your own. And let nobody tell you anything. So, this week, we're going to be having correspondence from the One Africa conference who's going to be coming here to tell you how everything was like I said. Okay, from tomorrow to Sunday. And now from Monday, we're going to have a break. And the next week, we're going to start preparing our 23rd celebration. This is Africa. And so every other event is going to center around that. And like I said, all these topics that I just pinpoint to you and gave you a little bit of in-depth about it, that's what we're going to be bringing our teachers to teach us about. This is Africa. So you better believe it. I just want to share some pictures on this queen that I took. This warrior. Wow. You look at her pictures here. This is her, 24. 21, Lynette Toto. Google her, you're going to see. Just a known scholar. And she's stopped on the roads, on the streets, everywhere. She's been asked, and nobody could see this coming. She's determining. She's rolling. Look at how small she is. She passed by. Nobody paid attention to her. Nobody saw that. And it is the game. We're all hidden. We're all undercover by the majesty, by the powers that be. They don't see you. They look at you like, oh, she can't do anything. Okay? And this is her doing it. This is her speaking her heart to the Africa that she wants to see. How she's going to change that. Don't tell me when she get there, she's going to be something else. I know us. Sometimes we don't even believe it. Even when we can, we still don't believe we can. She's going to do it. Watch my words. Mark her name. She's already doing it anyway. Look at governments. People just call her. Now she's giving signatories everywhere. But this was a face that was projected that should symbolize poverty, particularly the girls. And we refuse it because this One Africa is everything to us. It's our inspiration. And May, beautiful May, is here. And so we look forward to tomorrow. We look forward to this wonderful tomorrow, this One Africa, where the diaspora opened the way for a One Africa, for its continent. So we're not always going to say the continent and its diaspora. This time it's the diaspora and its continent. The diaspora comes first. Those are children that went and built other civilizations. They're the ones that are the champions, the kings and the queens. Yes, it is done. It is said. Call it. You better be a part of it. So I'm closing, I'm ending this to thank all of you that tune in to watch this. And like I said, watch out for the guest that is coming tomorrow. They're going to be a lot of them. So we're going to be having, for instance, I already know that the organizer, the main champion, Brother Taki, is going to come here to just look at us. And so we're also going to have Mama Bello, and we're going to have other queens. Like I said, the youth, they're going to tell us what they actually learn and what they're going to implement. The elders also going to share their opinion if they have the impression that we really got it and that we meant what we did. So all this is going to conclude this week while we actually begin to navigate through the beautiful May season. But one last thing you have to remember is the alarm 1212 solidarity, the Ubuntu that is connecting us, the code of This is Africa, the new Africa, the Africa that we want by Africans, for Africans, made by Africa. So all our events in this season from now is actually going to be the one Africa. There's never going to be any event without its diaspora and its continent. No. Any event that will happen anywhere without even the symbol, the signs, and the proclamation that this is Africa, Africa and its diaspora, the diaspora and its Africa, nothing would transpire. So you're still in the past of the Africa. But this Africa, anything, wherever we are, it's Africa and its diaspora, diaspora and its Africa. From this May, that our ancestors sat and united us on that emblem of the Organization of Africa Unity, that was the message. And we're taking it from 2022 till after, even after creation. This is Africa, the time for us. So thank you so much. We'll be sharing the flyers for tomorrow. He's going to be our guest, and we just sit back and relax. And as for me, I love all of you, and we see us tomorrow, same time. And like someone asked, Dr. Susan, you don't put time on your messages and stuff. And I said, we never had time in Farika. We never had time in ancient Egypt. We never had clocks. All right. We met when the trumpet sounded. So when you click and subscribe and click your notification, you're just going to know when we are live. We have to be ready. We have to get out of the system of clockwise. Or if I don't, it will not. We have to be humans again and just follow the call. Let the melanin remind you that I'm live, that we are meeting, and we just join without somebody having to like, oh, I want to set this. It's a spiritual thing. We have to start detaching from all this to be us. This is Africa. So thank you so very much. I wish you all a good night wherever you are, and good afternoon to all my brothers and sisters, my One Africa family. I still miss you. Just still miss you here. And yeah, but I'm so happy. We all now can fly. We can disappear now. We can go back. We can join our ancestral role. We're so happy that we made it. And nothing is going to stop it again. Our children can smile now. They can go on. They can take the battles and run with it. It is one Africa. This is Africa. Africa without its diaspora, diaspora without its Africa doesn't exist. This is Africa. Everything we do in the name of one. Yes. So thank you. And we see ourselves again tomorrow. Now, I just want to share again this small little clip that I made this afternoon. You know, it was just that harmony that came into me. I like, want to build it, want to join the media network, storytellings, you know, public speakers, content creators, all of us. tell the beautiful story of This is Africa. Bring your talent, bring your skills, bring your gift, bring your purpose in life, and let us build this one media. It's not going to be mine, it's not going to be yours, it's for the continent. We declared it from the one that we open it. Nobody owns it. Yes, my name is just like, or my face, just like the Mandelas, just like the Marcus Garveys, just like any other person. And they get it. Anything that we're building, and you say it's my business, we're not part of it. We support you, we engage you, but everything that we're building for the nation, for our people, is owned by the people, controlled by the people, ruled by the people. Okay, that is the spirit of the creation of one Africa. But any other thing, so like it's a continuity. I'm not here tomorrow, somebody's gonna run it. So we need you. Sign in, like we said, send it your WhatsApp, contact us on WhatsApp and say, yes, I'm a YouTuber, I'm a this. Hey, let's make this work, because that's the spirit of oneness. Okay, thank you so very much. We see us tomorrow, and just listen to this again. It's crappy bad. The spirit. Greetings, Hotep, the Pan-African Daily TV community. This is your host and founder, Dr. Susan Tatah, Eni A4, aka Queen Mother of Embo Kingdom and Africa. Welcome. Beautiful May is a month of celebration as we look forward to embrace May 23rd, which is the baby born of the Organization of African Unity, May 23rd to 25th. We're going to be drumming at 12 p.m. I am calling all Pan-Africanist content creators, bloggers, YouTubers, journalists, writers, storytelling, social media experts. Join me on this May. We're going to bring Africa on the globe. Please join me. If you are a media expert, a journalist, a news editor, a YouTuber, a content creator on the continent and in the diaspora, if your skills are journalism, if your skills are public speaking, if your skills are content creator, writing, motivational, inspirational, public speakers, join me. Join the Pan-African Daily TV Media Network. Join the Pan-African Daily TV Media Network. If you're an African, born in Africa or out of Africa, join me. The Pan-African Daily TV Media Network is calling on you. This is our time to tell our stories. This is our time to work together. Power in unity in the media. The media, we all know, is the biggest weapon to tell our stories, to share our content by us, from us, made by us, for us. So join me again. As I say, we're starting on May 23rd. We want to bring diaspora and its continent, Africa, together through our stories, through the unity that reigns between us. If you can speak, so you can tell a story. If you can speak, so you can sing, so you have a talent, so you can talk, and you can tell a good story about Africa. So join me, join my network, Pan-African Daily TV, all of us, one voice for Africans worldwide, for one Africa by Africans for Africa. Join now. Register now on Pan-African Daily TV. Sign in. Send us an email at panafricandailytv@gmail.com. We are going to tell the good story of Africans worldwide. Pan-African Daily TV is calling. This is your servant, daughter, queen, sister, mother, wife, call it everything. Eni A4 Tatah, Dr. Susan. Bye. You are watching the Pan-African Daily TV with Dr. Susan Tatah. The Africa we want: unity, consciousness, our culture, our spirituality, our history. One Africa for Africans worldwide. Motherland's calling its diaspora home. Join my voice. Join my team. Join my campaign. Campaign 21 hashtag 1 million subscribers on the Pan-African Daily TV YouTube. Be a volunteer. Apply now. Be the new Africa.